A developer is proposing to build a 12-story building on Patton Parkway behind the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul.
Leaders say there are several reasons this would have a terrible negative impact on their church. Leah Bowling tells us what they are.
This is the beautiful Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul. The building is 135 years old, but leaders here tell me they're concerned if a 12-story development were to go up literally feet away from this building, it would become vulnerable. It would also block that beautiful sunlight coming through their stained glass windows.
It would block out a lot of the natural light that we've come to enjoy and is part of the appeal and aesthetic of our church. And it would very significantly impact our worship and our capacity to show forth the beauty that is our Catholic faith.
The current zoning of the property on Patton Parkway allows for that building to be 6 stories high. The developer is requesting a rezoning change to allow for a 12-story residential building with retail space on the first floor. Considering the future construction, Pastor David Carter says a huge concern is their church's structural integrity.
By drilling into the soil very close to the foundations of our church, it could potentially undermine the foundations that we rely on to sustain this building.
Because of the building's age, it's already showing expected cracks in the plaster ceiling.
It naturally has a tendency to crack, but we're not concerned right now. But if it goes on and there's shaking, vibrations, and that plaster starts to crack, it might fall, damaging people. We might have to close off the space to our worshipers. What a travesty that would be.
Another concern is parking.
We meet in the church daily, sometimes twice daily, sometimes there's funerals, and there's already a difficulty being able to bring people into our church because of that issue.
Carter says they're all for development, but it must be collaborative with the community. Overall, he says what they have here is irreplaceable and not worth the risk.
The windows, if they were to be broken, there's no way to replace those. The cost for building something like this today would be so astronomical as to be improbable and impractical. And so we asked them, don't do it. There's other places to build 12-story buildings, just not so close to us.
The church would lose its basilica status if it had to be rebuilt. Carter was among several who voiced their concerns to the Planning Commission. Commissioners ultimately voted unanimously to defer the case by 30 days to assess the challenges with parking. I'm Leah Bowling, Local 3 News.